welcome back. So this is most likely going to be the final part of the Maddox Scott Ritch story. Today is October 4th. Friday, October 5th, they are going to be laying little Maddox to rest in his hometown. The mother has asked, in lieu of people sending flowers or gifts to the funeral or to the family, that they make a donation to the Autism Society of North Carolina, and I will put the link at the end. Also Make-A-Wish Foundation. Both of them are charities that the family would like to see. You know, if you're going to make a donation to that instead, as opposed to sending flowers or anything. Maddox has received several cards that will be placed in his casket, along with gifts from classmates at his school. His family has also received hundreds of sympathy cards, and the community at large has reached out to them immensely. So I want to go over a couple of facts with you one last time, and maybe this is information that you didn't get from my other videos, or you're just finding out, but either way. Okay, try to be as positive as I can about a down situation like this. It's a tragic event. A lot of people are still speculating and why the father couldn't catch up with his son, and wow, and along with it, Mr. Fox, the part-time park employee, is continuing to put out there his statement over and over again that he never saw as a child there. Just to be absolutely clear on if Maddox was there, the FBI, the ATF, the North Carolina State Patrol, the police department, and the Parks Department, that is 5 separate independent groups, have all determined that Maddox was there. All right, he was there, he was in the park, and everything the father reported was factual. It doesn't matter if Mr. Fox wants to go on to other TV stations and keep on spreading his thing and charge $200 to talk to the media any further. He's just trying to make money off of a situation. Now, allegedly, he is doing that. I don't know that for a fact. That is just what's been reported on a ABC Channel 11, was that he was looking for a retainer fee to speak with the media any further. You watch this, you don't sue me, sue them. They're the ones that reported it, not me. I said allegedly. All right, the reason why the father didn't run after his son, well, he did, but he wasn't able to run as fast or as long as little Maddox, is because he has neuropathy in both of his feet from diabetes, and just taking the stroll that they were on was more than enough to, for his feet to already hurt and to start swelling quite a bit. And his friend, there were 2 of them. Well, one is a friend who's also related to him by marriage. He took off looking for Maddox as well. He went one way, the father went another way, trying to find him. And I'm going to put up a map here, so you're not going to look at this ugly face here in a minute. I'm going to put up a map. I'm going to explain to you what this map is all about. Alright, here's the map. Okay, so the red squares on the map are where the police set up perimeters and where they were at the time in the park. After the 911 call came in from the park, saying that we have a missing child, they shut down the major inlets and outlets to the park. They set up a perimeter of cars checking everything coming in and out, and up towards the top of the map here, there's a couple of vehicles that were set up in that area. Now, you have to understand, those, according to the police records, those cars that are at the top of the map didn't show up until 40 minutes after the 911 call came in. Well, 39 minutes and 39 and a half minutes after the 911 call came in did those vehicles ever get up that way. The yellow circle area at the top is approximately in the area where Maddox's body was found in the creek. He was not found off of Old Farming Dallas Road. That was the highway that runs down the middle there. That a lot of people refer to that as Old Dallas Road. Originally, part of it had connected in there, but Dallas Road is to the west almost. To the east, almost another 2 miles. He was found in that area. They won't say exactly where. But again, they've ruled out that the father had anything to do with with how Maddox got in the creek, or there was no signs of abuse or trauma or anything that leads the police, ATF, or FBI or anyone to believe that the father had anything to do with this at all. I want to make sure that's absolutely clear to everyone. All right, now down at the bottom of the map that you're still looking at, hopefully. You will see a purple square with 2 black lines coming off of it, like dash marks. That purple square is the park employee where his vehicle was parked approximately. That's give or take about 5 or 10 parking spots in that area. But that's approximately where his vehicle was. The black lines are what he was there for. He was there to, 1, clean and empty trash receptacles, trash cans basically, and to also clean up in a second area where someone had littered a lot of debris. That's the shorter black area, which moves them over towards the west more than the east. Now, he did the first one, which was the longer dash mark line. He did that area first, and he was doing the second one when the father came down, running down the path, screaming. He could not find his son. Then he, got him to calm down a little bit, but he says he didn't act like a father who's all that concerned. Wow. Yeah, the man had just been with neuropathy, and both of his feet just ran all that ways from... Oh, by the way, that blue triangle, that's where Maddox was last seen, approximately. He disappeared in that area towards the woods. Now, you also will see like a thin gray line. Those are biking and hiking trails. There are several others. Those are the only ones that are paved. There are dirt trails that lead off of that and make loops back around to the paved areas. And this is pure speculation, now not by my part, but by the FBI, is they believe Maddox ran that direction and then took off down one of those dirt trails, mountain bike trails that are well known to people in that area, but are only accessible to people who may have walked by them. And also, Maddox was spooked by a jogger who ran by his father and him and his friend. And that spooked him, and he took off. Now, you have to understand, Maddox he was on the upper part of the scale for autism. And certain sounds, light patterns, and noises scared him. And he, not necessarily to the point where he got spooked and he ran away from them every time, but they were things that if he heard them or seen them, things that they just scared him. He's 6 years old, you have to remember. And he took off, and he was not running away from the jogger, but running towards the jogger, maybe as if he was going to try to catch the jogger, and then he veered off to the what would be the left, the directions that the jogger was going. So, again, the noise you hear in the background, they're doing work on the condo next door, so there's not much I can do about that. Now, the police have confirmed they've spoken to the jogger, and they've also confirmed with several other people who were within a couple 100 feet from the father as he was running towards the child. Why did they not intercept the child as he was running away? Because they thought the father and the child was having, fun. They were just playing around. They didn't see it or understand that the father, obviously they didn't know that the father had neuropathy in both of his feet and he couldn't run any farther. And the family friend, he took off running after the child too, but, let's just say he's not exactly what you'd call in the best physical shape, so he got winded pretty easily. Now, there was speculation also that there was a white Ford pickup truck with a white canopy that was a vehicle of interest in this investigation. That turned out to be, some people saw a gentleman forcibly put a child into a pickup truck and then leave the park. Yes, and it turned out that the child was throwing a tantrum, and they've already spoken with that person, and that is completely been erased as a possibility of somebody kidnapping him and hurting him and throwing him in the creek. They do believe that Maddox was in the park at least overnight for one night before he wandered off and then eventually fell into the creek, and where he was eventually found. And the area he was actually found in is a very deep. There's no actual real course to the water, to the creek. It's heavily there's a lot of like Burberry bushes and thickets, I guess you'd call it, near that area where he possibly went in. They found an area where it looks like he may have gone in, or somebody else had gone towards the creek at that, in that area. But he was obviously scared and didn't know where he was going. And this is the tragic end. So again, Maddox's funeral is Friday the 5th, and his mother has asked that you make donations if you want to the Autism Society of North Carolina or Make-A-Wish Foundation. So this is me. Again, I'm signing off on this. I don't see anything else that is going to possibly come from this that needs to be reported, because they've already cleared the family and any other involvement in this. There has been speculation that the father may be charged with endangerment. That'd be a real asshole-ish thing for the county to do, or the city to do at this point, especially after he already feels bad enough to the way it is. I mean, what are you gonna punish him for? Oh, so you can get that sweet fine money out of him? Maybe make him pay a couple $1,000s in court fines, so you say that you've done something? Because that's a politician. That's not somebody who has a human heart, who lost a child. Would never do that. Somebody who has a child would never punish another parent because of an accident. Oh. You stay safe out there, America.